I know what I told you, but now I'm telling you we're facing a new strain. It spreads like the flu.
Impossible.
Fine. Go to the hospital, check it out yourself. Go without a mask, you'll see more clearly. You got 19 dead, you got 100 more infected, and it's spreading like a brush fire. You got to isolate the sick, and I mean really isolate them, Billy. We got to get everybody else back into their houses. We got to keep them there.
Oh, good for you. And how was it?
Wasn't that great? Omicron's running wild. This is the COVID corner. Welcome back. Nothing
Welcome back.
I
am your Miss Parker, and we're gonna
try to trip her up.
Try again. We have a slightly more uplifting story today about Omicron.
And I'm going to tell you about the blue people.
That's in the next segment.
That's it.
Yeah, and then we're also going to get into our new mascot. Going to show you what he can do.
CDC found a fistful of Omicron.
A fistful.
Brought to you by Berkeley Lovelace Jr. No less. Comes from a fine family of Lovelaces.
Berkeley Lovelace of the
Junior.
Of the New Orleans Lovelaces.
So what do you got? Fistful of Omicron?
The first fistful of Omicron cases in the United States have been mostly mild, with patients reporting symptoms such as cough or a runny nose.
Medium and spicy soon to come.
You know, I remember early in the pandemic, a runny nose wasn't considered a symptom. And I think with Delta, that became a symptom. I remember really
it's just
early.
Working its way back around. Watch it just become the flu again.
Or no, just the common cold.
It'll mutate until it turns back into the corona common cold.
Yeah, exactly. That's what there are.
Or it evolves so fast that it becomes no longer like infectious to us or something. Unlikely.
Or
most likely,
probably more infectious,
likely,
just less.
Anyway,
less
let me know
deadly.
when we get to the Omega strain. Also a movie.
They'll probably just what comes before Omega?
Phi, Chi, Psi.
It'll probably just be like 0.1, 0.2, 0.3. Nobody wants to
Roman numerals like
say
they do
that
with
it's
hurricanes.
Omega. Yeah.
The findings published Friday offer an early glimpse into how people might fare against the heavily mutated COVID-19 variant, now in at least 22 states. Though health experts stress it's still too early to draw any conclusions on how it will spread in the country. Well, I'm no expert, but I'm going with state to state it's going to spread. Person to person, most likely.
Yeah, less than 6 feet and maskless and unvaccinated.
Yeah.
That's probably how it's going to spread.
The virus, the virus.
I think one of the principles that people just tend to forget about, which is the proper role of government. The proper role of government is to inform the public, but we believe in the United States of America about self-determination.
So does COVID-19. It's decided it's going to play LGBT.
COVID-19 approves of that message, by the way.
So, yeah.
The findings published Friday offer an early glimpse into how people might fare against the
I
heavily.
read that
Oh,
one.
you already did that. Sorry. I'm sorry. I
Woman,
wasn't
read
listening.
it properly.
Full coverage of the COVID-19 pandemic. The agency's 5-page report looked at 43 people in the U.S. with a confirmed case of the new strain, one of whom was hospitalized. More than half. I see your poltergeist came with you from the other
We're
place.
bathing in the glow.
Yeah, look at
The
this.
screens, yeah.
Yeah,
That's dark. Well, your screen is dark.
I look pretty goth. More
That
than
shit-
3/4 were fully vaccinated, including a third who had received a booster shot. 6 cases had previously documented COVID infection. Wow.
Uh-oh.
Getting COVID twice.
Yeah.
A third of the people had recently traveled internationally, according to the CDC study.
The most commonly reported symptoms were those of basically the symptoms of a cold. One vaccinated patient. So yeah, breakthrough cases but no deaths from breakthrough cases. I wonder if these people were vaccinated. Oh, they were. That's right. That's why they didn't.
It says 3/4 of the cases were in people fully vaccinated.
Yeah, well, it's a breakthrough case, and they were just like, "I'm fine," as opposed to, "I'm dead,"
Right.
which is what would have happened.
You know, they can't even say I'm dead. That's the thing, is when they're that sick, they can't even talk.
I don't need doctors' expert findings. 43 people didn't die. Whatever, that had the vaccination, got a breakthrough case, and totally survived it easily, apparently.
Mhm.
Carry on.
The findings are in line with early reports from South Africa, where some doctors, what?
I said, South Africa.
Where some doctors said the new strain appeared to cause milder symptoms in patients. There are some caveats to the report, however. The CDC pointed out that it can take several days or weeks before severe symptoms appear in some individuals, and symptoms would be expected to be milder in vaccinated people and in those with a previous coronavirus
Could that be
infection.
why we went back to mask mandates around in these parts? And in most parts? I think most parts have gone back to mask mandates.
I'm not paying
Because
attention
of
to
this
the
reason. Because it's like, hey, you might have it and be walking around with it. So it's just like,
Because
hey,
it's
get
more mild?
tested. I mean, if you can, if you're engaging in risky behavior, as they would say back in the 80s, if you're engaging in risky behavior, you might want to get checked by your doctor for COVID-19. Risky behavior being around people like her, filthy animal. It might be, just going to the store and being a little extra careful. I mean, why not? People are filthy out there.
Or don't gather in small, unventilated places.
Yeah, definitely. Just make sure you got plenty of ventilation. Let's talk about ventilation. Not you at all.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
It's still premature.
Experts say it's still too premature to draw any conclusions, but we will jump to them anyway.
Yeah, right.
We're not out of the woods yet.
Right.
John
So jumping
Moore,
to conclusions.
a professor of microbiology and immunology
That's the medical opinion, too.
at the Weill
Well, not out
Cornell
of the
Medical
woods
College,
yet, said John Moore.
said, noting that the report was encouraging. It occurs to me that these cases now can't really be compared to the cases that we were seeing early in the pandemic because so many people are vaccinated. 70% of the country of our country
Okay,
is
so
vaccinated.
only 4 cases were aged over 65. Well, I think like a lot of people over 65, like my dad, still being extra careful. They're being extra careful. So maybe that's probably why they're not getting it as much. Plus, they're not really active in lifestyle. So once we opened up everything, and people felt comfortable not wearing masks in closed spaces, that might, they're the first ones to be like, woohoo, let's get out and fucking party, right? Jesus, we've been, 29 to 40. Or, I'm sorry, 29 of them were under 40. That makes sense.
Yeah.
They're just like, let's party.
Young people generally have milder infections, whatever the variant, he said. So we don't yet know what Omicron might do in much older and more vulnerable populations.
Oh, keep them fucking sequestered. I'm not trying to inherit my house this way. I'm trying to inherit my dad's house this way and ask him nicely for it. And then I'm going to blackmail him.
Ooh.
I would think he's the nicest guy in the world. I would never think to blackmail.
He would, if you tried to blackmail
He'd
him,
reverse blackmail me.
and his blood pressure would not go up
Yeah.
in the slightest. In fact, it would drop. Moore said another factor to consider is the vaccination status of the infected individuals. Here, 20 cases were in people with 2 doses and 14 more in folks who had been given a booster dose. Only 8 cases involved unvaccinated people. So yeah, so we're seeing milder illness, and it probably has nothing to do with Omicron.
8 cases involved in unvaccinated. So, I mean, maybe that is like most of the people are vaccinated.
Yeah, that's what he says. It says it may be a more mild variant, but we just don't know yet.
Yeah, it's just spreading
too
more.
soon.
Still, it's like we're still dealing with the after effects of the first one, let alone Delta tearing ass through the countryside, backed up by this guy.
Yeah, COVID has a plan. That COVID has a better plan than Donald Trump did.
Yeah, like many people.
It may be a more mild variant, but we just don't know yet. It's too soon, said Dr. Isaac Bogach, an infectious.
Don't bogotch
the vaccine, damn it. An infectious disease specialist at the University of Toronto.
If you're vaccinated, chances are you're going to die. I mean, have a milder course, he said.
But you're going to hear strange voices in your head from Bill Gates. Or in my case, Melinda Gates. If you get Moderna, you get Melinda.
That's right. Okay, is that what it is?
Pfizer is Bill. Moderna is
BioNTech.
is
It's all comes from the same. It's like
Melinda.
you're just getting the discount. It's like when you buy the bag of
Dicks.
It's like Honey Munch Toast Crunch.
Oh, right.
Honey
right.
Toast Munch.
So are
instead
you
of
saying
like-
Melinda's the discount?
Yeah, probably.
What about J&J? You probably get one of the Johnson family.
Speaking of Johnson.
The Biden administration is urging all eligible Americans to get a booster shot of a COVID vaccine.
I want my booster shot. Where's my booster shot?
It's in Telluride.
Oh, that's right.
Saying initial
Why did
data,
it go all the way there?
because every time you want a COVID shot, you have to take
It's
a
meeting.
road
Yeah,
trip.
that's right. That's right. I'm meeting it somewhere. You know what, guy?
Hey, mine met me in Fresno. That was a fun date.
Yeah.
Saying initial data suggest an additional dose will help strengthen protection against Omicron and other variants. On Thursday, federal health officials expanded eligibility for boosters to include 16 and 17-year-olds.
Yeah,
I
so
didn't
get
know
your
that
filthy
that wasn't.
rodent high school teenagers. Get them all vaccinated at least against that. You might want to get them. You might want to hit the girls up for HPV too, depending on where you live.
Get them the Gardasil. Actually, 16 and 17
Could be where
is,
the blue people live.
I think statistically it's a little too old for the Gardasil vaccine because they want to give it to you at like 12 so that by the time you are sexually active, when you become sexually active at age 13,
Well, depending
you
on-
will have built up antibodies.
depending on where you live.
Depending on where the,
Live in the nerd culture.
that's true. I was going to say, if you live in Hawaii, I think the age of consent is 14 there. The CDC wrote in the Friday report that boosters are especially urgent for those at higher risk for severe disease, such as people living in nursing homes and long-term care facilities.
I'd like to know what the numbers are of people that that are at risk that are willingly not getting the vaccine.
Yeah,
That'd be
That's-
crazy. If you already have like an underlying illness that can be easily like, I don't know, exacerbated by any of these variants, it's like it doesn't matter. You better get a vaccine. Blue people.
I can't wait to hear about the blue people. I'm glad you kept it a surprise.
Yeah.
It's like a carrot. You're dangling the carrot in front of me.
This noisy fuck.
This noisy fuck who's been really, hey,
We'll leave it on. We'll leave it on.
is he off?
I think you turned him on, but we'll turn him on during the break.
Yeah, and we'll show you what he's capable of.
Magic. He's magic.
He's not a unicorn. People should also wear masks in
This is
an indoor setting or in areas with substantial or high transmission. So if you don't know whether you're in an area of high transmission, wear your mask.
Wear your mask. If you come to the store, wear a mask.
And home tests are available now in drugstores.
Okay.
They've been mass produced, and I think they're like $10 a pop.
The good ones, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, this is going to be interesting in the next segment. But, this segment was brought to you by.
San Juan slingshots.
She's getting hers. And
Theoretically, they're
Tonight.
coming into this house tonight. I probably won't be here when they get here, but I cannot wait to get my hands on my pink and red San Juan slingshot
Sing shot.
shots.
Damn
No, we're not doing shots up in here.
it.
Not these days.
Oh no, it's a trigger.
Hey, you've got a red light in your bathroom. It's a red light district up in there. You should have a rave.
I'm telling you, I'm not renting it out.
God damn it.
Not to you, not to anybody. Oh, we're not out of the woods yet. You're not out of the woods yet. Get your San Juan slingshots, Davey Crockett Rowan out and Telluride. Go out there and see what else he's got in his collection. I'm going to take my bow, I think.
You could shoot arrows with those slingshots.
I wonder if I can pick people off from the ski lift.
Oh, yeah. That would be a dick move. Hashtag dick move.
Pick them off while they're on the thing. That'd be like, what are you doing? I'm practicing for the biathlon.
Well, we've got COVID right now, but when the zombie virus hits, get your San Juan slingshots.
It's supposed to rain here, so hopefully some snow in Telluride.
Oh, yeah. That'd be nice.
Soft snow, particularly, because last time it was like ice skating. Like I fell a little bit because I hadn't been snowboarding in a long time, and I'm older. And yeah, but there was no powder there. It was all just like ice runs. So snowboarding on ice is no fun.
I wouldn't
Maybe
know.
if you're really good. There was these dudes like jumping on it. So it'll be neat to see that again. And to throw up from altitude sickness after the first couple of days.
Oh, do you do that? I get my
The last time I did. And I've been down here for so long. I haven't really been up at elevation, so thanks. I'll make sure to drink a ton of cranberry juice.
Does that help?
No, but it looks amazing when you're throwing up like red liquid.
Oh,
Off
yeah. Or
That's what I
take some
did last
Pepto
time.
Bismol, then it's hot pink. That's
I like
just
the
nasty.
idea that people are skiing and snowboarding down there, like there's blood everywhere. Do it right next to a tree, so it looks like somebody bounced off the tree with a sunny bone up.
So what's the altitude?
Like 9,000 feet,
Oh, yeah.
which is like right where it starts. Like when you hover, that's what Dr. Z told me. When you hover between 9 and 11,000 feet, that's where it's like
That's the puke trigger.
that's the puke. Once you get past 11,000 feet, I guess your brain just goes like, whatever. I guess this is how we live now. No more oxygen. Hey, we're gonna get some lights up in this piece tomorrow or Monday or
Yeah,
we'll
if
be
I
back
remember to bring them.
We'll be back in a moment with Bucket Friday, the final segment. This is always fun because this is where just the shit hits the fan. Sometimes
Yeah, we go a little overtime sometimes on that segment, so beware.
this